I am Jacqueline Rambo, sewing instructor here in Houston, Texas. I am giving in-person sewing classes starting June 14th. This is going to be 4 classes, 2 hours each class. I'm going to teach you 20 skills to get you up and running with the sewing machine. You're going to be very familiar with the sewing machine by the end of the course. We're going to complete 3 projects that's going to introduce those 20 different skills to you. So when you leave my course, you should be able to complete small projects on your own. I hope to see you in class. This is going to be so much fun. It's always a good thing to learn a new craft. Don't let the art of sewing die. Just because the fabric stores seem like they're closing all around us, there are other fabric stores that we can continue this great art with. I hope to see you in class.
Is that better? Can I be heard? Good evening. Good evening. Let's see. I'm trying to test my mic. Okay, I can be heard. All right, so good evening. I am Jacqueline here in Houston, Texas. I am a sewing instructor and I have a class coming up. It's a beginner level sewing class, June 14th. You can sign up for the class at jacquelinerambo.com. I have been posting about it, so you should have seen links and things like that already, but I will make sure that it gets put in the chat. Share this video out there. I know there are some creatives out there that are looking for other creatives to build a community with and share ideas and create different things. Us creative people like to be around other creatives. So go ahead and share this out. Tonight, I'm just going to tell you a little bit of history about me, why I started sewing, how I started sewing, and then I'm going to give you the details on what's going to be going on in this class starting June 14th, right? And this is just going to be the first class. We're going to have more classes to come. So as I said, my name is Jacqueline. I started sewing. Okay, let me say this. My first experience with a sewing machine was in high school. I got introduced to a sewing machine in like a home economics class. I don't think they have home economics classes anymore, with the cooking and the sewing. And do they even have woodwork anymore? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard any kids talking about that lately. So maybe, maybe not. Not for sure. But that was my first encounter with a sewing machine. We were making blankets. The teacher was teaching us how to make blankets. Well, I did not finish my blanket in class or out of class, right? So, fast forward to most recently, people that actually know me know that I have a daughter, Veronica. She went off to college. She graduated in 23 and went off to college, that fall, right? And so basically, I was an empty nester. I had to find something to do with my time because I realized when you're a mom and your kids, grow up and start their own life paths, you realize how much time you were putting into that mothering thing, raising someone else, and all the extra chores that they brought to your life. But since the kid is gone now, starting her own adult life, working on her own path, I needed something to do. And so I have always wanted to learn how to sew, always. And so if you've been, following me for a while, maybe you remember January, New Year's 2024, I signed up for an online sewing class. Well, I did work through that program and it was very informational. Okay. It got me started on the journey that I wanted, in the direction I want to go in. So that's how I got started with sewing. Of course, it was online, and I'm more of a visual person, hands on person. I need that in person human touch. Not saying that my online course was not good, but I had questions that I could not get answered in a timely manner, right? I would have to send in a question and wait for the instructor to email me back. And that might have taken like 2 or 3 days for her to get me a response. I'm stuck in the middle of a project. I want a response right now, right? So I started looking for some local classes. Now, when I looked for local classes here in Houston, they were very scarce. They really were. I didn't find many that were in person. I didn't find many that were close to me, that I could easily get to without going an hour or so away. Um, and it wasn't, the time slots they had did not fit with my schedule. I do work a full-time job. I also have enrolled in ACC fashion design program, so I have to have time for school as well. And so driving an hour away just did not fit with my schedule. So I joined a group, right? I joined a group called American Sewing Guild. American Sewing Guild is a well-known organization all around the world. They have a Houston chapter. So I joined the Houston chapter and still realized that I did not have a neighborhood group that was local to me. If I want to go to a neighborhood group, I had to go basically off of West Gray. If you know Houston, you know that's like kind of downtown area, right? And so I got with the president and I started, and this was just in a couple of months of me joining the organization. I started my own local group here in Pearland, and I became second chair vice president. So I'm kind of like over the social media promotions, things like that for our Houston chapter. So I have added that to my plate, which is not really a hard deal at all. So I was fine with that. So with me starting my own local chapter, I have met other people in the organization that was looking for something closer to them. And just where I, started the group at was closer to other people. And so other people have been coming to the meetings. We have meetings once a month. It is a group that you have to pay for membership. So if you're interested, send me a message. I'll get you the information. You can come hang out with us once a month. I hold the classes in Pearland. So that was one thing I did to meet other people and get other people's perspective and like experience, because I think let's just be real. Life is life. Older people are slowing down. They're stopping like their little hobbies and things like that, or they're only doing them for as much as they can, right? So I wanted to be around some older people that had those special techniques that's been working for years that nobody's talking about. I wanted to be around people that could introduce me to those type of skills, which it has worked. I have learned a lot being in making, my own group, having people come to the meetings, teaching me things that I probably would not have learned online. And so that made me want to start my own beginners sewing class, right? Because I know there are other people out there that want to learn how to sew. They just can't find the place to do it. The schedules might be off like my schedule was. And so that's why I offer my classes on the weekends, 2 hours session, because I don't want to give you so much and then it's like overwhelming to you. Because sewing can be overwhelming, but sewing is also relaxing. Truthfully, sewing became a therapy for me. So, I'm vice president of this Houston chapter, and I start my fashion design program with ACC actually next month as well. And so I'm looking forward to that because I already know some of the instructors that teach at ACC, because one of the instructors for U of H is actually a part of my group. And so she introduced me to quite a few of the instructors already that's going to be teaching classes over at ACC. So I feel really prepared for this new journey of life. When you turn like 40 and older, really 35 and older, you really start to think about, what have I done with my life? Am I doing the things that I want to do? Am I doing the things I need to do? Am I being a productive citizen? Like, all these things went through my mind, especially when my kid left, right? So, talk about the course. The course is a 4-session course. It's 4 Saturdays in the last 3 Saturdays in June, the first Saturday in July. It's 2-hour sessions. I think the class is from 1 to 3. I'm not a morning person, so yeah, afternoon classes is what you're gonna get from me. um, in the class, the first day, I'm gonna be introducing you to the sewing machine. We're gonna talk about how to thread it, how to bob it. We're gonna talk about sewing in straight lines. I have an activity to help you get familiar with the sewing machine to sew in a straight line. I am also providing sewing machines. I know a lot of people do not have sewing machines. And I know buying a sewing machine, whether it's $89 or above, is an investment for someone. So I have sewing machines that you can work on. And then eventually, if you're going to continue sewing, you will have to buy you a sewing machine. Sewing is not a hobby or a skill that you can just start in the beginning and then stop. You got to kind of like keep it going to remember things, get in the habit of doing things. So if you're going to take it seriously, you're going to have to purchase a sewing machine. But for my class, I can provide a sewing machine for you. So I'm going to teach you how to sew straight. We're going to then, second class, it's going to be our first project. In this class, and the 4 sessions that we're going to spend time together, you will learn 20 skills to complete a full project, right? Now, we're going to do small projects in the class because that's what our time allow for. But once you learn and really grasp what I'm going to teach you in the class, you can do other projects on your own. That's another thing. I will be available to help you if you have questions after the class. That was one of the things that I did not like about online sewing classes, because when I had a question, I had to wait. Like, there was no, even if I could have typed in a question and got a response in like an hour, that would have been great for me. I would not be complaining. But my response would come 2, 3, maybe a week later. And yeah, that's just not, online just does not work for me. But I got a lot from the online classes that I took. So you will be able to refer to me afterwards. All my students will go into a private Facebook group so that you can ask questions, to me, or you can put a question out there and maybe somebody else in the group can answer it for you. But I will come back later on and answer the question. You would also get some other kind of contact information from me as well once you become a student. Um, the course is $300. And you might say, Jackie, that's kind of expensive. Let me explain the breakdown of this price. Now, I did market research of classes in the area that you could possibly go to if they fit your schedule and the location was good for you. They were around the same price. Okay. They were around the same price. But what they did not offer you is one class. All right. One class. And if you wanted to go back and ask more questions, it was more money. There was not, you could come to me and ask. You always had to sign up for a class to try to get extra help. Now, I will help you with beginner level things. If you want to move on to something more advanced or intermediate, then of course that'll be a whole nother course and a whole nother fee. But with your beginner level, I will help you, accomplish or help you get to where you want to be as a beginner. Also, most of the studios that I looked up and found, did my research on, they wanted you to bring in your own machine. They want you to bring in your own machine and your own materials. In my course, I am supplying the material as well as the machine. Oh, excuse me. So you don't have to worry about that at all. All you have to do is show up to the class on time, um, each Saturday. And it's gonna be, how can I put this without sounding funny? You have to watch what you say on social media. Okay. I'm trying to say this and not get in trouble. Sometimes you want to be in classes, or you want an instructor to understand you or kind of understand where you're coming from. Um, I went to one studio and did not really feel welcome, if you can read between those lines. And so that's a big thing for me too. I want people to feel welcome when they come into the place where I will be holding this class. Now, the place I'm going to be having the class is at a church. The church was nice enough to rent their meeting area to me. It's a really nice church, but it is off of Live Oak, which I think is considered like the back part of Third Ward, like in the heart of, it's not in the heart of downtown, but it's close to, it's more closer to ACC Central Campus, right? This is where the church is. And so they have a nice meeting room that they was able to let me use, basically. Now I did make a donation to the church, okay, for said room. So it wasn't for free. I do believe in giving back to the community. Just like, me sharing my skills of sewing with other people, you know, there's a fee. That's another reason why I charge. I have paid to learn the things that I know about sewing and how to sew and techniques. I have paid for that. And so, if it's really important to a person, we will spend money where if it's something that we really want to do, we're going to spend the money. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is what it is. So, especially these times, these days and times. So, um, that's basically it about the course and about how I started sewing. I do see this as a longing thing that I will do. I will start going. I'm waiting on a camera. I'm waiting on a camera to go live, so that you'll be able to see the sewing machine while I'm sewing. So I have a couple of cameras that I'm going to look at this weekend to see if it's going to work for my space, and so we can get the right angles of the sewing machine. But I do plan to start going live, so please make sure you're following me. I'm going to be posting, when I'm going live, where I'm going to go live at, things like that. So that's basically it. That's all I wanted to share about the course, and getting to know me, hear my voice, see my face. Yeah. So if there is any questions, I will be happy to answer questions. But if you can't think of a question right now, you can always come back to this video, put your question in the comment section, and then I will answer it. Or yeah, do that. Put the question in the comment section just in case someone else has the same question. I won't have to be answering the same thing over and over. But the class does start June 14th. The cutoff date to enroll is, let me see here, because I do have to let the church know how many people that I'm going to be expecting, because they're going to set up the tables and chairs for me, make sure we have enough outlets, sewing machines, things like that. So I would have to have like a definite head count by, let's see, the class is on the 14th. I'm going to say by June 2nd. June 2nd, I will need a definite count. I'm going to cut off enrollment June 2nd so the church will be able to know, give them time to, prepare for us and get us straight. I'm going on a sewing retreat actually with my American Sewing group May 29th. My sewing retreat is May 29th through June 1st. So I plan to get some footage to be able to show of a sewing retreat. And, I'll make a little video out of it and post it to all my social medias. Just to show you how a good time that we have when we get together too. So I'm really excited about it. You can stay up all night and just sew. You have people there that's going to be up talking to you and sewing with you as well. And I plan to learn a lot from the different women that's going to be in this room. It's 24 of us that's going on this sewing retreat. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. So, yeah, if you have no questions right now, but if you think of questions later, let me know. I will answer them for you. So I am an sewing instructor here in Houston. I give a class June. I'm giving a class June 14th, and it's a four class course. And we're going to be meeting every Saturday. The last 3 Saturdays in June, first Saturday in July, 1 to 3. And I hope to see you all there. If you want to sign up, go to JacquelineRambo.com and select which level you are trying to get into, and it will take you to a wait list. You just put your information on the wait list, and then right after that, maybe 5 minutes later, you'll get an email from me. Okay. I also have decided on a business name. I was instructed to do that. So the business name is Learn to Sew It, right? And so you're going to see emails coming from Jacqueline at learntosewit.com. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you for your attention. Please share this video with your friends and family. If you are interested, JacquelineRambo.com is the place to go to sign up. And I will see you guys next time.